Hey everybody, Arthur here with another unboxing video. Today we have Playmates Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem Michelangelo. As you can see, it comes in that typical blister style card packaging with some awesome artwork of Michelangelo on the front. On the back, we have some read-up information, and we can also see all the figures from the wave that you can pick up. And we do have a file card for Michelangelo, so feel free to pause if you want to read it. But let's go ahead and get Michelangelo out of the package. The first thing you're going to notice when you take the figures out of the package is that the turtles come with weapon stands like the OG figures we got back in the day. We got Mikey's here looking pretty awesome. We got the Kusarigama attached right here. Stress marks. This thing came in. It was already a little bit bent, so it's pretty much ready to be trimmed off there. We get some messed up looking throwing stars. We get a canister of ooze that's broken and leaking, and it has a handle. A little itty bitty piece of pepperoni and cheese pizza, and then we get some nunchucks that are made out of microphones. So these are all cool little accessories. The stand has a bunch of pegs, but the only thing that has holes in it are really the throwing stars. So everything else you sort of got to hang across those little peg system. Each one of the turtles comes with a baby version of themselves. Here we have the baby Mikey, and it's done really well. Like, I like the weapon rack idea, and I like the baby turtle. They're definitely cramming a bunch of accessories with these figures. You know you're not going to be Michelangelo without your signature weapons. He gets a pair of these nunchucks, and they're done really well. It looks like a really well done paint job on the chains for these being casted in orange plastic. The chains have a little bit of motion to them with the sculpt and everything, so your figure's not going to look too plain when he has them equipped, but really cool and really well done chain system. But you know, I'm a fan of the actual chains that are all loose, metal or plastic, but these are still pretty cool. Here we have an up-close look at Mikey, and this figure I wanted to open first just because I love the way he looks, the style, his teeth. They did a really good job on this figure. His eyes are just crazy looking. He's got that little fat head. And one thing, too, is look how clean the M is on that belt. Paying homage to that original, belt that we got with the original figures. And it looks great. Painted belt buckle. We got these sculpted in wraps for the elbows. Bandana sculpted and actually waving to one direction. And the turtle shell. Much credit to Playmates for actually sculpted in a really nice looking turtle shell. He's got the spots for his chucks on the back as well. Just overall impressed. A little bit of orange paint on that tricep, but really impressed with how these turtles turned out, especially when they're only 10 bucks. Like, these are just awesome. His sculpted in knee pads, his little turtle feet. And then they got the holes in the bottom for their peg system. Really big peg system. But this figure is pretty cool. Diving into Mikey's articulation, his head's on a ballpoint, so he has a lot of attitude going on here. He can look down a little bit. He can look up a little bit. Some decent amount of motion, full 360 out of the head. He's got disc hinge shoulders. You can get him up into the Y pose more than a T pose. Full... no, he hits the shell. So, if you put it out to the side, you can get full 360 out of there. Single jointed elbows. So you got to look, watch the hinge, and it bends and pivots at the elbow. He's not getting that full 90. I wish it went up a little bit further. Yeah, even if you flip it around, it doesn't matter. Rotating at the wrist, no hinges, no ab crunch. It's got these like disc hinge feet, so you can kick up forward like so. And then you'd rotate it to the side and he can kick out. And then the knee does pivot. It's got the disc hinge. He's got some, he gets almost like a 90 degree with his knee. And then he gets foot movement there too. So you can get him all posed up like he's kicking to the side, full on splits and everything like that. Some decent articulation when it comes to the actual figure itself. For being a $10 figure, even pivots up at the top, so you do get some sort of hip movement there. I think these for $10 are really great figures. When it comes to storing Mikey's chucks, you basically pop it on here, but you can see how the chain pushes it almost out to that part. Ideally, I think they want you to sort of push the chain a little bit together, and you can get them all squeezed in like that. But again, you're squeezing that plastic when the plastic's naturally falling like that. So what I would do is you can pop it here. Go ahead and pop this one in here. And then pop this one. So you can sort of do like an overlap thing. I mean, you can do it however you want. It's just really preference of how you want to display or store his chucks. When it comes to posing up this figure, it is a fun figure to pose up. I have both chucks in there. Now, if you put both chucks aiming this way, it's going to look a little weird. So I put one going back, and it has that nice flow to it, like he's just flailing them around. And again, I just love that childish, goofy look that Mikey has in his face. When it comes to Mikey and posing, I mean, he is, again, fun to pose around. You can get him in doing some of those high kicks so he could be fighting everybody. You definitely would need a stand because he doesn't have that ankle pivot that we're used to with some of the more adult collecting figures. So it feels like that is really what's missing, because his balance game would be pretty much on point, but it's like to get him to balance, he doesn't really have a rocker in the ankles at all. And I do wish we had a little bit more bend in the elbow. But again, these are $10 figures. The articulation already, the detail, paintwork, the cleanness of the paintwork that's on this figure, you know, and the accessories it comes with, it's already like just blowing away my expectation. Like, they have definitely evolved and improved their figures with this line. When it comes to the new line of Turtles from Playmates, they actually knocked it out of the park. For $9.99, they give you amazing sculpt, great articulation, accessories, paint work that's clean. Like, these are great figures and a big step up from what we would be expecting from Playmates. And honestly, I am glad that I got the four brothers. Looking forward to get Leatherhead and the Party Wagon. These figures, again, they're just fun. They're great for the price, and they're going to look great on the shelf, especially if you've been collecting all the other Turtles in this scale, or if you even just have the OG Turtles on a shelf. These are going to look great with them. I hope the movie does well. And that sums up my unboxing and review of Playmates, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, Michelangelo. If you guys are liking my content, hit that like button. New to my channel, hit that subscribe button, as it helps the channel evolve and grow. Also, make sure you guys hit the silver bell notification when you know when I post up a new video, or go live for State of the Art every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And most importantly, I want you guys to have the best luck hunting. Keep on collecting. Have a beautiful day.